Hey Fellowship, time for another project update. It's Friday morning, and as you can see behind me, they're putting up the new roof on the community room, finishing that up, and then the trim pieces will come for that early next week, and they'll be putting those on. The exciting thing after that is we will be then moving with the same crew to putting up the beams sometime next week. So we are expecting to see steel for the building starting to go into place. That beam that everyone signed before, and in addition to other beams that are in the storage yard, they're all going to be brought over and they're going to start assembling, and you'll be able to see the shape, the three-dimensional shape of the worship center room. So very exciting stuff coming next week. There's an opportunity for some of you to volunteer. Some of you may have been feeling like, I'd like to do something to help with the project. I've been praying, but I want to do something with my hands to help. Well, we have an opportunity for you next week. We're looking for a few volunteers. If you could just look at your schedule and see if you could be free for an evening for a couple of hours to come and to remove the ceiling tiles that are in here. We're going to leave the grid up, but we're going to change over the ceiling tiles and the lights in here. So we just need a demolition crew to come in and help tear those down, box them up, get them into the dumpster. So if you're interested and available for helping with that, just click the button below, and thank you in advance for helping us out. You may be wondering why there's digging going on down here at the septic tanks when we already finished that system. One of the things that was happening is we were getting more volume of water than expected going into the tanks. And so they did some troubleshooting and ended up suspecting that maybe the tanks were leaking. So they dug up all around the tanks and discovered that the tanks were not leaking. But one of the things we discovered, or they discovered, was that water was going into the tanks that we're not really sure where it's coming from. So they're troubleshooting, tracking that down, working on that. So if you could just pray that that gets resolved and they figure out what that annoyance is and why that water's coming in and where it's coming from. They're going through a whole checklist of things to rule out, and so we're working on that. So that's why that was dug up. They're going to be backfilling it back in, and again, it's functioning and it's working. We're just hoping and anticipating that that issue gets resolved. So that's what's going on there.